And they're going to get Peavy with the foul. That was a heads-up move by McCollum, who was bumped along the baseline and wisely threw it up in the air like a shot here after the contact, and we'll get 2 free throws out of it.
Yeah, that's one of those things where he got Peavy in the air on a pump fake, but he had put the ball on the deck, and he was driving to the basket. As soon as he saw he was going to take contact from Peavy, he quickly picked up his dribble and tried to get a shot off. Honestly, I think that could have gone either way. They could have called that on the floor just as easy. Yep. He hadn't started his motion yet, in my opinion.
Avery Anderson's going to get back in the lineup as Trey Tennyson checks out. Free throw line, McCollum. Makes them both. 13-7 right now. Sooners' largest lead of the game right now. 6. Frogs in the basketball. Anderson gives it to Jameer Nelson. Nelson walks it up between the circles now. Anderson back to Nelson. Nelson penetrates, backs up, fires a 14-footer and scores at Jameer Nelson. Fresh off the bench with the bucket there.
I think that's a really good look for him, too. He's really nice at kind of leaning in with that right shoulder, creating some contact and doing a little step back.
Jumper for the right-hand wing that doesn't go that time for Darthard. A backcourt violation here. Oklahoma trying to save it here, but over and back the call here on Javion McCollum. A break there for the Frogs on the turnover.
I think Avery Anderson disrupted that entire play. He came back and tried to kind of sneak in behind a pass, and a lazy pass came from the OU player and ended up in a backcourt violation.
Walking it up is Jameer Nelson now for the Horned Frogs. 14-14 to play here in this first half. Nelson loses it, recoups. Chuck O'Bannon for 3, fouled as he let go of it. Foul here on Suarez. That's going to be his second. That'll get him out of the lineup as Otega Owe, I should say, is going to get back in for him. But now Chuck O'Bannon goes to the free throw line for 3 free throws. Well, the Frogs are just 2 of 4 as a team to start this game.
Yeah, they're struggling there. They're also struggling from the three-point line where they're only 1 of 5 as well.
O'Bannon. First one's good.
Chuck, an 80% free throw shooter. It's a good way to change your fortunes at the free throw line. Put a good guy on the line.
Makes the second. O'Bannon battling that thumb injury. Court checks out of the lineup as Mustafa comes in. Peavy's going to get a bit of a break now as Emmanuel Miller returns. Third free throw for O'Bannon is good. Big free throws there from Chuck. Made all 3 of them, and the Horned Frogs now back within 1 at 13-12.
Yeah, Frogs needed that. Don't want to let this game get away from him. Be chasing the whole night.
Miller defense here on McCollum as he works it across the timeline. 1-point ball game. Under 14 minutes to play in the half. Here's McCollum on the right-hand wing. Chuck O'Bannon defending. McCollum to the free throw line, crosses it over, feeds it off down low. Hughley may have gotten away with the travel there, but gets it up and scores this one over Mustafa.
He either got away with the travel or he just covered an awful lot of space on that step.
3-point ball game, 15-12. Oklahoma with the lead. Miller has it back out top. Left-hand side, they'll get it. Nelson down low. It comes to Mustafa. Back O'Bannon left alone for the 12-footer. Chuck in rhythm. Fires that one. Usually when he makes the first one, it's a good sign. Horned Frogs here back within 1, 15-14.
Yeah, he can be one of the hottest shooters in the country when he gets going.
Frogs on the defensive end knock it out of bounds. It'll stay with the OU. Sooners will have the basketball. They'll inbound it right in front of the TCU bench. Triggering it as Owe does so out front. Hughley has it, hands it off McCollum. McCollum flips it back now. Moore in traffic, slapped away, taken away. Here's Miller on the run, gets it to Anderson. Anderson to the rim, misses it. Miller follows and scores.
Yeah, nice job by Miller following up the Anderson miss. Anderson being aggressive, thought he might have got bumped. Miller able to clean it up, though.
Hughley feeds it off nicely to Moore down low for the dunk. Beat the Frogs back to Oklahoma. Back out by one. They go 17-16. Yeah, this is a much more athletic Oklahoma team than we've seen in the last 2 years.
In the warm-ups, they were having a dunk contest between all of them.
O'Bannon bumps on the wing. They're going to whistle this one on Oweh. Oweh's first personal 14th foul whistle against Oklahoma now. 12:38 to play. O'Bannon checks out of the lineup. Micah Peavy returns. Good minutes for Chuck. In for the Horned Frogs. O'Bannon with 5 points to lead him in scoring right now. Anderson. And an offensive foul here on Mustafa, trying to clear the way down low.
Yeah, Moore got absolutely leveled coming off a screen from Mustafa, but he was set. He's talking to the official right now saying, come on now, just because the guy took it hard. And you saw the replay right there. I don't think that could have been him. He wasn't moving as egregiously as the official demonstratively made the call.
You feel like Moore ran into him as much as anything?
100%.
Yeah.
But in Moore's case, yeah, why not?
Yep.
Right?
12:30 to play here in this first half. Horned Frogs.
We've seen it now in the Big 12. If you sell a play, you'll get the call, right?
Hughley, jumper in the lane off the glass, scored it. Big fella. Uses that one to give them a 3-point advantage now. 19-16. Oklahoma leads it on TCU.
Yeah, the post players are playing really well right now for Oklahoma. They're getting almost all their offense right now in the paint.
Uday's back into the lineup. They give it to Anderson. Avery at the right-hand side. Looking for some help. Gives it to Jameer Nelson. Off now to PV. Left-hand wing. It'll go to Miller. Miller with a quick touch back out top, left alone. Avery for three. Anderson off the mark. And away from the ball is a foul here on the floor. They're going to get Hughley. Big guy down low for Oklahoma. Push it off. Frogs will have possession of it when we get back. 11:58 to play here in this first half. Horned Frogs trail by 3 to Oklahoma. 19-16. Back we come after this local timeout here on the Horned Frogs Sports Network from Learfield.
The TCU Frog Club brings generous and loyal supporters together in support of more than 500 Horned Frog student athletes. Frog Club donors help TCU athletes reach their fullest academic and athletic potential through philanthropic investments in scholarship, the TCU Endowment, capital projects, and our sport-specific groups. Become a Frog Club donor and gain exclusive access and premium benefits. Memberships start as low as $100 per year. Visit tcufrogclub.com to join today.
Hope Farm is an after-school mentoring program for boys growing up without a father at their home. From elementary school to college or vocational study, our boys discover a home away from home at Hope Farm. Fatherless children account for 71% of all high school dropouts and 85% of all children who show behavior disorders. Hope Farm believes there is positive potential in every child and provides intentional programming that includes mentoring, academic study, and a hot meal every day after school. Find out more at hopefarmfw.org.
Since the late 1890s, TCU athletes who excelled in their sport have been awarded the Block T letter as a symbol of success, and today the tradition continues. If you're a former TCU student athlete, the Block T Association is looking for you. The Block T Association brings former TCU athletes together in a number of programs and events, including the TCU Athletics Hall of Fame, mentoring programs for current TCU student athletes, team reunions, and our famous football tailgate parties. Get on the team today at blockt.tcu.edu.
.58 to play here this first half. The Horned Frogs find themselves down by 3, 19-16 to start this ball game. Frogs just 5 of 12 for the floor to open. Oklahoma, though, Collins, been red hot. 8 of 10. They've got great looks at the rim here early on.
Yeah, the bigs are scoring all the points for them down there as well. With Godwin with 7 already, and Hughley's already got 4. That's 11 of their 19 in the post alone.
Frogs have got 5 out of Chuck O'Bannon to lead the way for TCU. But as Colin mentioned early on, 1 of 6 from behind the arc for TCU to start.
Yeah, one of the things too, 1 of 6 for TCU beyond the arc, but Oklahoma's shooting 8 out of 10 from the floor, so there's only 2 defensive rebounding opportunities for the Frogs. And that has led to a Oklahoma rebounding margin of 5 rebounds, 7-2 in the early going here, which is one of the keys to the game. We talked about rebounding, making sure we kept Oklahoma off the boards. 2 offensive rebounds already for Oklahoma as well.
11:58 to play.
OU's got 16 of their 19 in the paint as well. That's a very big number. TCU's going to have to rectify that situation defensively.
Mustafa looks like he's going to remain out as Uday will remain in for the Horned Frogs. As the big man, along with Avery Anderson and Jameer Nelson. Uday, Micah Peavy, and Emmanuel Miller on the floor for TCU. Hughley remains out there, the big man for Oklahoma, the transfer from Pitt, that we heard a lot about. At the last bucket, nice move to the rim. Now the inbound's going to come out of the timeout. Nelson the trigger. Does so. Miller catch shoot off the glass. Jameer Nelson with a nice feed that time. Finds the open Emmanuel Miller for the deuce.
So same play right there. Peavy's running off an Uday screen where Mustafa got called for that out of bounds screen a second ago. Ran directly into Uday. This time no call. He runs around. Then Miller falls in right behind him for an easy shot.
Hughley holds out front. Gives it up now between the circles. To McCullum. McCullum dribbles right hand wing. Two Frogs there to defend. Skip it left hand side now. On the move with it is Oway. Oway turnaround jumper from 15. Doesn't get it. Nice offensive rebound here. More on the backside. Flips it over. No good. And Peavy runs it down to the corner for the Frogs.
He was hoping to get bailed out by a call there.
Anderson pushes, leaves Micah Peavy. Micah with it. Back out top it comes. Jameer Nelson. Nelson off to Uday. Uday right hand wing. They get it to Emmanuel Miller. Trey Tennyson set to get into the next dead ball. Here's Miller going to back it down now. Backs it into the baseline. Into the double team. Forces one. Doesn't get a call. Fights for his own rebound. Can't get it. And a rebound out of McCullum for OU down the left-hand alley. He comes. Looks down low to Hughley. Hughley working on Uday. Backs it in. Skips it over to Oway. Back out front more. Back between the circles. It goes down to McCullum. McCullum skip pass. Uzan catches baseline. Elevates from 10. Jumper no good. Rebound tapped around. Here's Jameer Nelson now. Nelson in the forecourt to the free throw line. Loses it. Out of bounds. And let's see. Let's say it goes off of Oklahoma. The Frogs will keep. And with a dead ball, we'll get Trey Tennyson back in the lineup.
Frogs still continuing to try to push the pace here on rebounds and steals. Probing and probing for opportunities. Jameer Nelson looked like he might have had one there until he got the ball poked away at the last second there.
Nelson checks out with Trey Tennyson back in. A couple of substitutions for Oklahoma as Moore sits. Godwin's back into the lineup. Out front, here's Anderson. Penetrates on Uzan. Left it short again. Another rebound now for the Sooners. Oway. Oteka takes it, keeps himself all the way to the rim. Missed the layup. Godwin with the offensive rebound, but he's out of bounds. They say the Sooners touched it last. And it'll be TCU's basketball. A break there for the Frogs.
Yeah, just unable to control the rebound. It's already fallen out of bounds. TCU fortunate to keep the ball there.
Tell you what, it's a pretty good effort on Godwin's part to get that rebound.
No question.
Tennyson, corner left, Emmanuel Miller. Miller, baseline with it. Dribbles back out to the wing. Now between the circles to Tennyson. Tennyson, right-hand side, it goes Avery Anderson. Now to Uday. He's going to back it in on Godwin. Sends it out. Cross-court pass. Peavy, three doesn't go. Miller tipped it out. Run down here. A lot of contact. They say it goes out of bounds off of TCU. Porter Moser wanted a foul as Peavy runs into Uzan. And there was contact there.
There's contact, but it looked like he almost ran through the ball more than Uzan, and his arm was kind of just part of the ball. I don't think it was like a direct shot. It wasn't like a free safety taking out a wide receiver coming across the middle, the way Porter Moser was making it look like it was.
Oklahoma has the basketball, though, with a 1-point advantage, 19-18 with 9:45 to play. Uzan baseline, tried to find Oway cutting. Uday gets him in a foul on Oway in the backcourt. That's his second personal foul. Team foul number 6 on OU.
Keep an eye on that. That could be a big foul with 9:42 left here in the first half.
He's got to come out. McCullum's going to come in for him.
Oklahoma's leading scorer. Don't want to pick up your second foul there, 94 feet from the basket.
Forecourt with it, Frogs, with Anderson and Miller, Peavy, Uday, Tennyson. Anderson off now to Miller. Emmanuel sends it cross court to Tennyson. Tennyson entry now to Peavy. Peavy spins baseline. Micah off now. It goes to Emmanuel Miller. Miller gives Anderson floater up off the glass, missed it. Anderson's had some great looks and been unfortunate on every one of them. He's 0 for 6. Baseline left, three-pointer for Darthard is off the mark, and the Frogs back the other way.
Yeah, most of them have been shots at the rim as well.
Here's Tennyson between the circles now. 9 minutes left in the half. Horned Frogs down by 1, 19-18. Top now to Uday, left-hand side. It goes to Emmanuel Miller. Miller works into the elbow. Tried to feed it to Uday, and Godwin's going to commit the foul. That's going to be the 17th foul on Oklahoma. It should put Uday to the free throw line now with a 1-on-1 with 8:47 to play in the half.
Oklahoma's pretty physical on defense. They're really giving the Frogs fits on their drives. It's like every time, it's like the old days when they used to be able to hand check.
Right.
They're not hand checking, but they're doing a really good job of beating them to the spot, and once there's contact, not being bumped off of that spot, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're almost bumping you offline. Here's Uday. First free throw attempt is up and good for Ernest Uday. 8:47 to play. Ties it at 19 here in this first half. Uday's second effort is no good. Tapped around in Oklahoma with the rebound. Back the other way, Darthard. Now between the circles with it now is Uzan. Uzan screen from Hughley. Skips it. Corner right. Suarez catch, shoot on the jumper. In and out. Rebound taken out of there by O'Bannon.
Good defense there from the Frogs. Nice closeout from Emmanuel Miller.
Nelson. Tennyson threw it behind him. Has to reset here in the half court. 20 on the shot clock. Jameer's got it between the circles. Left-hand side it goes now. Tennyson, baseline left. They'll get it to Emmanuel Miller. Miller, baseline. Jumper from 12. Scored that one. Frogs back out in front. 21-19 now.
Anytime Emmanuel Miller faces you up from 12 feet, if you are 6 inches away from him, he's going to raise up and shoot that shot, and it's deadly from there.
We work under 8 minutes to play in the half. We'll get a timeout of the next dead ball. Three-pointer left-hand side off the mark from McCullum. Fight for the rebound. Oklahoma comes up with it in the lane with Suarez. Suarez gives it up now. Uzan resets, 13 on the shot clock. Penetration this time. Suarez into Uday. Score it and a foul. Rivaldo Suarez, the senior out of Boston, scores that one. Uday's going to be whistled for the personal. And Suarez with an opportunity for a three-point play here.
That was quite a sequence there from Suarez coming in for the huge offensive rebound, just skying up over all the Frogs. Kicks it out, gets it back, and drives to the basket, ends up on his back with an and one.
7:38 to play here in this first half. 21 apiece between TCU and Oklahoma. Back we come courtside here in Fort Worth at Showmire Arena after this timeout. A word from Pepsi.
Today we have two very special guests on our program. Introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Progressive knows we're all trying to save right now.
Hey, at least we're still enjoying baseball on a Saturday night, right? Even if it is T-ball. Yeah, but tickets to the majors are just so expensive now. And who knows, maybe we're seeing a pro in the making. Sure, in like 20 years.
How is he safe? Boo! This ump stinks!
The ump is only 14. We don't really do that.
Oh, my bad. You're doing a great job, ump.
Progressive offers you savings without sacrifice. So save big when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This year, elevate your style in a Cadillac. Go from bold to bolder in a stunning Escalade. From inspiring to awe-inspiring in a sophisticated CT4 or CT5. From credible to incredible in a dynamic XT4. Visit your Metroplex Cadillac dealers today.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility and great pay and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
7:38 to play here in this first half. TCU and Oklahoma tied at 21. Here in this ball game, EECU proud to be the official credit union of the TCU Horned Frogs. What do you think so far, Cal?
TCU's getting much better on defense. Oklahoma started off 8 out of 10 from the floor. They're only 1 out of their last 8, which has allowed the Frogs to tie this game up. But TCU's still getting clobbered on the boards, though. -7 already in this game.
Frogs 1 of 7 from behind the arc, as we mentioned, being out rebound. Those will be things that Jamie Dixon will be talking about at halftime. At the half, we'll give you that live locker room report on exactly what Jamie Dixon does say to this team at halftime.
Frogs doing a nice job not turning the ball over and getting opportunities. And when they run their offense, really run a motion offense, I feel like they get good shots. When they get bogged down and try to do one-on-one stuff, or somebody's trying to back somebody down into the post, is where they're not getting good looks.
It's funny because we talked all week long leading into this game that whoever plays better in the half court in this game is going to win this one. This is going to come down because both teams, are athletic. They can get out on the fast break. But whoever gets the best shots in the half court is going to win this one. And right now, you got to give that to Oklahoma.
100% to Oklahoma. They've scored 18 points out of 21 in the paint already, which means they're getting everything they want in the half court right at the rim.
Oklahoma leads this series with 28 wins compared to 7 for the Horned Frogs. 17-6 here in against TCU in the Big 12. They're 12-4 in Fort Worth are the Sooners, but the Frogs have won 3 of the last 4 in the series. Dropped the last one to close out the regular season finale last year. That snapped a 3-game winning streak for the Horned Frogs. Free throw line to make it a 3-point play, and does so is Rivaldo Suarez. 22-21 now. Oklahoma, the 1-point advantage. 7:38 to play in a substitution for OU as Jalen Moore is going to get into the lineup. Comes in for Suarez. Tennyson will inbounds now. And some pressure being applied to the backcourt here by the Sooners. Tennyson gets it to Jameer Nelson. Nelson walks it up. Jameer threw it away. Tennyson was leaning one way, threw it the opposite. Feed it off down low. Alley-oop. Moore, and nice job there to knock it away by Jameer Nelson. They're going to get a foul here. Let's see.
They're trying to ask, the officials are looking at potentially counting this basket.
Or was it a shot?
Oh, no shot. They're saying no. They're asking if it was a shot. No shot. It's going to be out of bounds. Oklahoma ball. Good call.
Nice job there, the officials, to get together. Keith Kimball talking to Antonio Petty. He said, hey, you got to help me here. It wasn't a shot.
Well, also, did they give Nelson a foul here?
Yes, TCU foul on Jameer Nelson is first. Corner catch here, McCullum on the inbounds three-pointer. They're going to wave the bucket off, and they're going to call, how about this, the flop. They're going to say McCullum kicked his leg out to try to draw contact. Gary Maxwell will wave off the bucket. No foul called here, back the other way.
Not something you see every day right there. It happened right in front of us, and the first thing I thought was, that's not a normal shooting motion. He definitely threw his leg out. Nelson ran through it.
And it counts as a foul, too.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, 8th team foul charge.
Well, most importantly, it weighs off a three-point basket.
Yeah, player control out front with it is Nelson. So no shots here. Nelson, right-hand side. Miller in traffic with a floater. Got it. 23-22 right now.
Just leading it. Good catch and rip there from Emmanuel Miller, getting into the paint. Little 10-foot floater.
Across the timeline now comes Uzan, high post catch here now. Hughley has Cork on his back. Off it comes now to Jalen Moore, and away from the ball is a foul. They're going to call this one on Tennyson. Trey Tennyson whistled for his first personal foul. Team foul number 6 of the Frogs.
Antonio Petty trying to take control of this match because he feels like it's getting a little chippy out here. Trying some players jawing back and forth a little bit at each other, and he's letting both benches know that they're not going to stand for that tonight. They're going to start calling this game real tight.
Inbounds to come underneath the basket for Oklahoma to Hughley. Has it at the left wing. Off it goes now to Uzan. Working on Jameer Nelson. Spins in traffic. Back out front it comes. Hughley can shoot it, by the way, as a big man. Off they get it now. Darthard. He gets it to Uzan. Penetrates on Nelson. Put it up off the glass. No good. Rebound Cork flying through for the board and a foul. on the reach in. Cork went in, flying in to get that rebound, and Moore's going to be whistled for the foul.
As soon as you said Hughley can shoot that ball from the three-point line, the first thing I thought, too, is like he caught that ball, and he was spinning it in his hands trying to find the laces or the channels to get a shot up, and didn't pull the trigger on it, though.
Free throw line will go Xavier Cork now for the Frogs. 1-on-1 situation. That's the 9th team foul on OU. First one whistled on Moore. And with 6:29 to play in this first half, Cork to the line. First one's good. Second effort for Cork is good.
Gotta like when your big guy can shoot 75% from the free throw line. Step up and knock a couple down right there.
6:28 to play. 25-22. TCU leading it here by 3. Out front with it is McCullum. McCullum gives it up this time. Hesitation, and Darther travels. Gives it right back to TCU now with 6:11 to play.
And Hughley's a really big fella out there, and Cork is giving him all he can handle and being really physical with him to the point where Hughley looked at the official and was like, "You gonna let him be this physical with me?"
Yep.
He's like, "Guess so."
Nelson between the circles. Jameer to the free throw line. Left alone. Elevates and dunks. That dunk gets a timeout from Porter Moser with 6 minutes to go in the Frogs. Their largest lead of the game at 27-22.
Yeah, a little in and out dribble from Jameer Nelson. Doesn't go off the screen. The Red Sea parted. He goes right down the middle and skies for a two-hand jam. What a play by Nelson.
And we've talked about his ability once he gets to the rim to elevate. This guy's got a 40-inch vertical. There was no question what he was going to do with that one. And he does it off 2 feet with 2 hands.
Yeah, but two guys were trying to rotate over from each side from the corners. And as soon as they saw him winding up to go off 2 feet, they know how athletic he is, too. They don't want to end up on that poster. So they both kind of made a business decision to stay just outside of the paint there.
Down to 6 minutes to play. Here in this first half, we mentioned the Frogs' largest lead right now, 27-22. They have the advantage on OU. Oklahoma, number 9 in the country. They were picked 12th in the preseason Big 12 poll. I think folks just didn't realize how well they had done in the portal, finding the right pieces here for Porter Moser's team.
Yeah, and he did a nice job with his schedule this year as well, and got him some games, allowed them to gel.
Right-hand side catch, shoot, McCullum 3, good. Over Jameer Nelson. Out of the timeout, well-designed play, and it's a 2-point game now, 27-25 TCU.
Yeah, Nelson got caught up on a very good Sam Godwin screen on the bottom there and ended up with a wide-open shot.
Here's Miller, left alone. Emmanuel Miller to answer. That one's well off the mark, and another rebound here for Oklahoma's Uzan.
I don't think he thought he was going to be that open when he caught the ball.
Yep. Here's Suarez at the left wing, trying to go baseline. O'Bannon, nice job. Chuck with the quick hands, able to knock it off the leg of Suarez. It goes out of bounds and back to TCU.
Yeah, Suarez could get that dribble past Chuck. It was a really nice kind of change of direction move for him. Chuck with the quick hands on knocked it off his leg.
5:19 to play in this first half. Out of the top is Tennyson. Tennyson taps it right back to Jameer Nelson. Nelson gives it up. O'Bannon off the screen for 3. Chuck short on that one. And a rebound taken out of there by the Sooners.
Boy, just a lot of three-pointers going up for the Frogs right now.
Uzan. Look down low, slapped away. Oh, Cork had his back turned. Godwin beat him to the rim, but missed it. Here's Tennyson on the run out now after the rebound. Gives to Nelson. Jameer in traffic. Trailer Tennyson. Back up three-pointer. Trey short again. Rebound now, Oklahoma. Force it to the forecourt now. McCullum catches with Tennyson on it. Trey takes it from him. How about that steal? Tennyson back the other way. Tennyson leads the break. Trey to the rim. Reverse layup miss. Follow Miller. No good. Tapped around a couple of times and a foul here on Oklahoma.
Frogs staying aggressive. Tennyson with a great steal on the sideline over there. Pushes it all the way to the basket. Ends up flipping it off the glass. Unable to get it, but Miller there once again for the follow. And ends up on the free throw line here.
Miller goes to the line for the Frogs. He'll have 2 shots.
Personal whistled on Godwin. That's his third. Mark that down, Colin. Emmanuel Miller to the free throw line now with 4:35 to play in the half, and the free throw is good for Eman. Quiet 9 points here in this first half for Emmanuel Miller.
I feel like Micah Peavy just checked back in the game. I feel like we haven't seen him for a while either.
Nelson and Cork sit. Mustafa and Peavy return. So you got Anderson, Tennyson, Mustafa, Miller, and Peavy, the five on the floor for the Frogs, as Emmanuel makes the second free throw as well.
Yeah, Oklahoma's going small here. Mustafa's looking at the bench saying, who do you want me to guard? With Godwin with 3 and Hughley with 2, they kind of almost have to go to a little bit more of a smaller lineup here.
Yeah, he's matched up on Jalen Moore, who is an athletic 4-man down low. Here's a one-hander from Uzan that goes off the glass with that left hand. With 4:17 to go, keeps Oklahoma within 2.
I'm going to tell you, I think Oklahoma's going to be just fine with this lineup, though, as athletic as they are. These guys are really able to sky and get rebounds still.
Right-hand side with it is Tennyson. Now top it goes Mustafa. Mustafa with Moore on it. Gives it up now to Miller. Mismatch here. If they can get it back to Mustafa, he's got Suarez on it. Ello Anderson back out front. Peavy kicks it corner right. Catch, shoot. Tennyson in a rhythm. Again short. Rebound ripped away and a foul here. Miller commits a foul after the rebound snagged by Jalen Moore. Timeout on the floor. 3:50 to play, and this one's been back and forth, as you would expect in Big 12 play. 29-27 right now. TCU leads by 2. Back we come after this timeout. The word from Coors Light.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Orange Theory, let's turn it up.
Are you ready for the life-changing fitness experience that helps you redefine your limits? You are faster here, you are stronger here, and you get more results here. Because here, you have the coaches, community, and group energy coming together to push you forward every class with scientifically designed full-body workouts and technology to track your results and prove you're improving. Welcome to Orange Theory Fitness. Book a free workout today at orangetheory.com. See studio for details.
TCU teams and traditions are legendary. Our team at Strategic Wealth Designers are proud to be a partner of TCU Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Horned Frogs Trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today. And go Horned Frogs.
3:50 to play here in this first half. Horned Frogs up by 2, 29-27 right now. Luxor Staffing, DFW's premier staffing agency, standing by ready to help you find the right employees, homegrown and deeply rooted in the TCU community. Luxor Staffing has 10 local, fully bilingual recruiting offices that can help with your staffing needs anywhere in North Texas. Visit them online today at luxorstaffing.com. Learn more about how they do staffing right. 2-point lead right now. TCU leading it 29-27 over Oklahoma. Stations, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Horned Frogs Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome back in. The Horned Frogs trying to bounce back after that loss, 83-81 to Kansas. Yeah, the last outing, that was a game that was back and forth and back and forth. There were 11 ties. There were 26 lead changes in that ballgame. And this one's starting to feel a little bit like that. 10 lead changes already between Oklahoma and TCU.
Well, the other thing that's very eerily similar to that game is that TCU's getting killed on the boards, -8 on the boards, but also they're doing a great job creating turnovers of Oklahoma. 9 turnovers already for Oklahoma to only 2 from TCU. And that was a similar number that they had going at the Kansas game as well.
Out of the timeout, Oklahoma's going to be at the free throw line. 3:50 to play. Yeah, I was looking at numbers here because you were talking about the rebound and the fact that they're getting out rebounded by 8, as you said, 18 to 10. The other thing is Oklahoma shooting 50% from the floor.
Yeah, absolutely.
There have been a lot of opportunities.
No question about it. That's how they first got in the hole when they started off 8 out of 10 from the floor.
1-on-1 situation right now. First one's good for Jalen Moore. The junior out of Birmingham, played at Gardendale High School there. Started his career at Georgia Tech after an all-state performance in high school. Now here at Oklahoma, bangs in 2 free throws there. And the lead evaporates. Tied at 29 now between TCU and Oklahoma.
It's really impressive, actually. TCU, their starting backcourt, Tennyson and Anderson, are 0 for 11 combined in this game, and they're still in a tie game here.
Mustafa hands it off now to Avery. Back out front, Tennyson, left-hand side, Peavy. Peavy gives it up, Mustafa. Esam with it. Hands now, Anderson. Avery, baseline, off balance, forces one, doesn't get it, rebound tapped around Oklahoma with the rebound. Back the other way comes Olway.
Just can't seem to get one to fall tonight so far.
Back out front, McCullum. Works between the circles, takes his time, gives it up now, Usehand. Usehand in traffic, skips it left. Here's a three-pointer that goes this time for Otega. Olway scores that one, and Oklahoma back up by 3 now.
Olway out there with 2 fouls trying to contribute here and is able to knock down a 3.
Here's Mustafa with it. Esam gives to Tennyson. Left baseline. Skip it over. Corner right. Avery Anderson jumper off the mark. Rebound tipped up, but somehow Mustafa gets it to go.
And 2 Oklahoma guys hanging on him, and he just kind of tips it up there with his left hand from about 5 feet away. It wasn't like he was right by the rim. He was a little ways away, and soft touch gets it to drop.
1-point ball game now. 32-31 with 2:20 to play. On the floor with it more. Did he travel? Yes. Tried to get contact from Mustafa. Mustafa held his ground, and with that came a travel by Moore to give it right back to TCU as Jameer Nelson's going to come in for Tennyson. Mustafa sits with Uday returning to the lineup. So Anderson and Tennyson, Uday, O'Bannon, and Peavy, the 5 of the floors. Jamie Dixon, I feel like he's just trying to find a 5 that works right now, that has some success out there.
Yeah, he is. Well, his starting backcourt is now 0 for 13, so he's got to find somebody else who's going to get some points on the board.
2:10 to play in the half. 32-31. Anderson skips it. Left-hand corner here. Looking at O'Bannon. He'll catch, shoot, 3. Score it! Foul! Chuck for 3.
Chuck O'Bannon, Porter Moser is upset because Chuck O'Bannon, his natural shooting motion is to have the leg go out. Every official and every coach in the country and every player in the country knows that that's the way he shoots the ball. So Moser's looking for the same call that he had against his player down here in the corner. But Chuck O'Bannon actually takes the hit in the shoulder, not in the leg. He's able to have an opportunity here for a 4-point play.
Porter Moser said it was a flop. That's his words to Antonio O'Bannon. Free throw line will go Chuck O'Bannon. Opportunity for the 4-point play here. Suarez whistled for the personal foul, by the way. His 3rd. O'Bannon's free throw is good. He's got 9. Does Chuck. 35-32, 3-point ball game. Sooners have 2 players with 3 fouls in this first half now. Suarez and Godwin, keep your eye on that. Minute 54 to go. Folks on their feet here. Schollmeyer Arena tried to force it down low. O'Bannon with a steal. Nelson back the other way. Jameer with it. Nelson gives to O'Bannon. Back out front it goes Nelson again. Jameer for 3. Got it!
Big shot there from Nelson. He gave it up to O'Bannon too early. He was too deep to shoot the 3, so he got it. He had to throw it back. Nelson steps into the 3 from the top of the key and really gets his crowd into the game.
38-32. Frogs leading it by 6 right now. They're the largest of the game. Minute 24 to play in the half. Out front, McCullum working on Anderson. Off now to Moore. Travel here. Oklahoma turns it over again.
Yeah, Frogs just got a ton of energy right now on defense. It's funny how the good defensive plays can lead to scores on the offensive end and just kind of snowballs and really turns into momentum for your whole team on both ends of the floor.
Nelson up to Avery Anderson, down to Chuck O'Bannon. Minute 13 to play here in this first half. Here's Nelson working at the free throw line. Backs it back out. Gives to Avery Anderson. Right-hand corner goes Micah Peavy. Peavy with it on the floor in traffic. Spins. Fall-away jumper from 12. Doesn't get the roll. Uday fighting for the rebound. Can't get it. Ripped out of there by Hughley, who's back in. Back the other way. McCullum, left-hand corner. Darthard for three. In and out on that one. Rebound here for the Sooners. Flip it back out front. McCullum pumps. Brings it down. Back to Darthard. Back at McCullum. Out top now to Uzan. He'll drive to the rim for the lay-in. Good. 38-34. 4-point ball game with 35 seconds to play.
That was really nice patience there. And Nelson's doing a nice job letting this ball try to get closer to the 30-second shot clock. He was trying to tell Chuck O'Bannon, don't throw it in yet, or just drop it in. Chuck kind of rolled it at him, and he had to back up because there's 35 seconds left when he threw it in. He needed to try to get that under 30 to make sure TCU had the last possession of the half.
Jamie Dixon takes the timeout, and it's virtually that.
Close enough. Yeah. He got close enough.
Yeah, 30 seconds left in the half. You got 29 on the shot clock.
Yeah, but if Chuck would have thrown him a two-handed chest pass, he would have caught it with 36, and there's a chance that Oklahoma would have been able to go the other way. Heads-up play there from Nelson.
High basketball IQ. Jameer Nelson, of course, who grew up around the game. His dad was a great player. Was Jameer Nelson. Nelson, of course, a transfer from Delaware. Grew up in Pennsylvania. Jameer Nelson, senior, played at St. Joe's, was the 20th pick taken in the 2004 draft. Both of them, by the way, were really good baseball players.
Is that right?
Yeah, maybe could have played next level baseball. Nelson walks it up. 22 seconds to play in this half. 1 second differential between the first half clock and the shot clock. 38-34, TCU leads it by 4. Nelson with it. Penetrates, keeps, lays it up and scores. Shot it early. 10 seconds left in the half, but if you're given a lane like that, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Oklahoma had a little trouble getting the ball in here.
40-34, slide down, but keeping his dribble. Uzan, here's a three from Hughley that doesn't go. And the Horned Frogs are going to take a 6-point advantage into the locker room here at Schollmeyer Arena. All right, Colin Boddicker, not a bad half of play, especially those last 3 minutes for TCU.
Well, one thing that you can always count on from TCU, especially this year, is their defense is going to get after you, and they did a really nice job here in the first half. Forced 12 Oklahoma turnovers in the first half.
So the score at halftime here, 40-34, TCU leads it, and still getting it done really with Avery Anderson and Trey Tennyson not contributing offensively, Colin.
No, they are now a combined 0 for 13 and 0 for 6 from three-point land. That's not what you drew up when you threw them in the starting lineup tonight.
Yet the Horned Frogs will take a 6-point lead into the locker room here at the half. 40-34. TCU leads it right now here on the Oklahoma Sooners. Halftime show starts right now here after this local timeout of the Horned Frogs Sports Network from Learfield.
Hello, Horned Frog Nation. This is Chauncey Franks with Fellowship Christian Athletes at TCU. I am blown away by what God is doing through the ministry of FCA on TCU campus. We are impacting hundreds of lives of coaches and students every week through our weekly Bible studies, our one-on-one discipleship, and our constant mentorship. You can follow what God is doing on Instagram, Facebook, and if you want to support the ministry of FCA, go to tcufca.org.
TCU men's basketball season tickets are on sale now. The Horned Frog schedule is loaded with matchups facing nationally ranked opponents, historic rivals, and Big 12 newcomers. With a loaded roster jammed with all conference returning standouts, highly ranked recruits, and high-flying freshmen. It all starts November 6th inside Schollmeyer Arena. Visit GoFrogs.com and secure your seats today. Defend Fort Dixon and Go Frogs.
There are those who see the world through a different lens, who take risks, who are willing to make a stand. Because trails, they aren't blazed by the timid, but by the bold. For 150 years, TCU has been creating the next generation of leaders. To think audaciously, care compassionately, lead heroically. And now, it's our turn, our time to lead on.
The The TCU Frog Club brings generous and loyal supporters together in support of more than 500 Horned Frog student-athletes. Frog Club donors help TCU athletes reach their fullest academic and athletic potential through philanthropic investments in scholarship, the TCU Endowment, capital projects, and our sport-specific groups. Become a Frog Club donor and gain exclusive access and premium benefits. Memberships start as low as $100 per year. Visit tcufrogclub.com to join today.
Dialed in on that first half, Dave Shook has all the highlights right now on our Halftime Rewind.
40-34 is the score at the break. Dave Shook with you here inside the Marit Studios as we welcome you back to the TCU Halftime Report, where the Horned Frogs in a back-and-forth first half have themselves the advantage. And now we take a look back at it in the first half. A rewind coming off that narrow, heartbreaking loss to Kansas on Saturday at Fog Allen Fieldhouse. It was important for the Frogs to show that they put that one behind them, and Ernest Uday did just that on the opening play, dunking home for the first basket of the night just 13 seconds in. Frogs offense would struggle from there, though, in the first half, making only 6 of their next 17 shots while making just 1 of 7 from deep. That allowed the visiting Sooners to settle into the game with their ferocious defense and then grab the lead by dominating the painted area, scoring 18 of their first 21 around the rim, including 7 early points from Sam Godwin to grab as much as a 6-point lead at 13-7 just 5 minutes in. Frogs, though, would hang around in this one by getting to the free throw line, led by Chuck O'Bannon, making 3 of 3 in that first half, coupled with the Sooners going cold and missing 7 straight shots. That allowed the Frogs to grab a 21-19 lead with 8 minutes left to play before halftime. And then after the Sooners retook the lead at 22-21, the 10th lead change of the half, the Frogs put together their first real burst of the game, ripping off a 6-0 run, capped by Jameer Nelson getting all the way to the rim.
Nelson between the circles. Jameer to the free throw line. Left alone. Elevates and dunks. That dunk gets a timeout from Porter Moser with 6 minutes to go in the Frogs. Their largest lead of the game at 27-22.
Frogs back in front by 5 at that point here in the opening half as the Sooner offensive struggles continued, having made just 1 of their last 9 shots. But then facing that 6-point deficit, the two teams would exchange big runs as the Sooner offense came to life with a 7-0 run, allowing them to grab a 32-29 lead. But then the Frogs immediately answered with a 9-0 run of their own, highlighted by a Chuck O'Bannon 4-point play that pushed them back in front 38-32 with under a minute to play in the half, and then would finish the half with that same 6-point margin, leading 40-34 at the break. And that allows us to lead into some of the halftime stats in this one, with the Sooners still shooting at 50% overall, 13 of 26 from the field. TCU still struggling a little bit, has made just 13 of 32 shots, 41% from the field, but as we mentioned, got to the free throw line effectively in that one, made 11 of 14 from the stripe to just 6 of 6 for the Sooners. 12 turnovers in that first half for Oklahoma, leading to 20 points off turnovers for TCU in that opening half. Oklahoma, though, dominating the glass as Kansas did against TCU on Saturday, doubling up the Frogs 22-11, including 6 offensive rebounds, leading to 7 second chance points. Only 4 offensive rebounds for the Frogs, but led to 8 second chance points in that opening half. Oklahoma also dominating in the paint 22-12. And then you take a look at some individual numbers. Frogs led by Emmanuel Miller, Jameer Nelson Jr., and Chuck O'Bannon. Miller led the way with 10 first half points. Nelson and O'Bannon each with 9 in that opening half. And then on the other side for the Sooners, leading scorer in that first half was Sam Godwin. But the key number to look at for the Sooners right now, 2 players with 3 fouls, including Godwin. The other one as well, Rivaldo Soares, also with 3 in that opening half. So something to watch as we go into the final 20 minutes. 40-34 is the score at the break at Schollmeyer Arena in Fort Worth. We'll take a timeout here on the TCU Halftime Report, and when we come back, we'll take a quick look at the Coors Light scoreboard, including more upsets in the top 5. We'll talk about that coming up here after this, when you listen to this spot here from Albertsons.
Tom Thumb is making shopping and saving easier than ever. Check out Tom Thumb for You in our mobile app, where you can shop for groceries online and save over $300 weekly with digital coupons all in one place. Plus, earn rewards every time you shop in-store or online and redeem for free groceries or gas savings. Download the Tom Thumb app or go to TomThumb.com to start saving today. Tom Thumb, DFW's grocer since 1948.
If you're looking for the definition of service, I'm sure Sewell's name is in the dictionary of service.
I don't think there's a person that I've ever come in contact with that works at Sewell that wasn't the top of the top.
There's nothing to compare it to.
They take good care of me. I'm happy to drive a Sewell.
Sewell Automotive Companies, a proud supporter of the TCU Horned Frogs.
Visit us at Sewell.com. Sewell, obsessed with service since 1911.
You've saved up. Now is the time to start earning more. Don't wait. Earn up to 5.20% APY on a high-yield 9-month personal or business CD. With a low $1,000 minimum and no maximum deposit, it's an even easier way to earn more. Plus, it's FDIC insured. Amegy Bank. Here, you grow. Take advantage of this exceptional 5.20% CD rate and open your account today. Visit a nearby branch or amegybank.com/CD.
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace!
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing? Block him!"
he can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Texas Christian University. Any use of this presentation is prohibited without the express consent of Texas Christian University and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by Texas Christian University. On the Horned Frog Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the Halftime Report.
This is the Coors Light scoreboard. Now let's check on scores from around the country.
Here's Dave Shuck.
40-34 is the score. Horned Frogs on top of 9th-ranked Oklahoma at the break. Dave Shook with you here back inside the Merritt Studios as we take a quick check of the Coors Light scoreboard. We saw numbers 1 and 2 go down last night as Purdue and Houston respectively lost to Nebraska and Iowa State on the road. And then the upsets continue in the top 5 today. Also in the Big 12 is 3rd-ranked Kansas coming off that win over TCU on Saturday in the Big 12 opener. Goes on the road to Orlando. First ever home game in the Big 12 for UCF, and the Knights make good use of it as they get 17 points and 6 assists from Darius Johnson as the Knights knock off Kansas 65-60, outscoring the Jayhawks 36-23 in the second half. But the upsets in the top 5 didn't stop there as we move to the SEC, where 5th-ranked Tennessee was on the road tonight taking on Mississippi State, and it was the Bulldogs who came up with a win in this one. 77-72 was the final score as Tennessee drops to 11-4 overall. Mississippi State picks up their first SEC win of the season. So that's a quick look at the Coors Light scoreboard. Let's take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll head back out to courtside at Schollmeyer Arena. Colin Boddicker standing by with our halftime locker room report. That's still to come here as we continue with the TCU halftime report after this local timeout on the Horned Frog Sports Network from Learfield.
Since the late 1890s, TCU athletes who excelled in their sport have been awarded the Block T letter as a symbol of success, and today the tradition continues. If you're a former TCU student athlete, the Block T Association is looking for you. The Block T Association brings former TCU athletes together in a number of programs and events, including the TCU Athletics Hall of Fame, mentoring programs for current TCU student athletes, team reunions, and our famous football tailgate parties. Get on the team today at blockt.tcu.edu.
Hope Farm is an after-school mentoring program for boys growing up without a father at their home. From elementary school to college or vocational study, our boys discover a home away from home at Hope Farm. Fatherless children account for 71% of all high school dropouts and 85% of all children who show behavior disorders. Hope Farm believes there is positive potential in every child and provides intentional programming that includes mentoring, academic study, and a hot meal every day after school. Find out more at hopefarmfw.org.
Hello, Horned Frog Nation. This is Chauncey Franks with Fellowship Christian Athletes at TCU. I am blown away by what God is doing through the ministry of FCA on TCU campus. We are impacting hundreds of lives of coaches and students every week through our weekly Bible studies, our one-on-one discipleship, and our constant mentorship. You can follow what God is doing on Instagram, Facebook, and if you want to support the ministry of FCA, go to tcufca.org.
Second half tip-off is minutes away. But first, a preview of the halftime adjustments made by Coach Jamie Dixon and staff. With our exclusive locker room report, here is Colin Boddicker.
Coming out of the locker room, Coach Jamie Dixon says they need to get a better effort on the boards. where OU is out-rebounding TCU 22-11. However, the Frogs did do a tremendous job taking care of the basketball. Only two turnovers in the first half and forced 12 OU turnovers. They want to keep pressure up on Javian McCullum, who has 6 turnovers himself. Frogs must do a better job of shutting down the driving lanes. 22 of the 34 points for OU have been in the paint, which led them to shooting 50% for the half. Offensively, TCU can't settle for threes in a half-court offense and got to stay aggressive and attack the basket. Frogs having success getting to the foul line, where they're 11 out of 14. Second half coming right up after this short break, and a word from Pepsi.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip? Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Impactive CBD is a company built by athletes for athletes. We know firsthand how tough injuries can be and what it takes to recover quickly, safely, and naturally. The Pro Relief Stick provides soothing relief that's perfect for any sport, whether you're training for your next game or taking a day to rest. Less pain, more impact. Visit ImpactiveCBD.com and use code TCU15 for 15% off your first order.
I'm Ethan Hawke, native Texan, here to talk to you about Texan icons. See, there's one Texas icon that does more for us than any other. A little trash barrel named Daryl. You've seen him on billboards and TV. This trash barrel reminds us to keep our state clean so you don't mess with Texas. Next time you think of Texas icons, remember Daryl the Barrel, who's always reminding you, don't mess with Texas means don't litter. Brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
This year, elevate your style in a Cadillac. Go from bold to bolder in a stunning Escalade. From inspiring to awe-inspiring in a sophisticated CT4 or CT5. From credible to incredible in a dynamic XT4. Visit your Metroplex Cadillac dealers today.
I know. The rest of it's
40-34 right now. TCU leading it here on the Oklahoma Sooners as we get ready for the start of the second half. It's a 6-point ball game right now. Horned Frogs with the lead. 11-2 run to end that first half for TCU. The last 5 possessions, the Frogs went field goal, 4-point play, missed field goal, and layup. That's 11 points. It also had a 3-pointer in there as well. 11 points in their last 5 possessions. So not bad. Frogs plus 10 on turnover margin, shooting 53% from inside the arc is TCU. Oklahoma, on the other hand, had 12 turnovers. The last 3 games, they only had 10. They had 10 versus UCA, 10 versus Monmouth, 11 versus Iowa State. In complete games, they had 12 in that first half, but they did get 10 assists on 13 make buckets.
You know, that's a testament to TCU's pressure that they've really been stepping out and making things difficult. They did the same thing to Kansas on Saturday. This is the identity of this TCU team. I know Coach Jamie Dixon's going to be happy about that.
Start the second half, Oklahoma with the basketball here. Frogs are going to start the second with Avery Anderson, Trey Tennyson, Emmanuel Miller, Micah Peavy, and Ernest Uday, the 5 on the floor for the Horned Frogs. Oklahoma will start the second half with Milas Uzan, along with Javion McCullum, Sam Godwin, Jalen Moore.
If Tennyson and Anderson continue to struggle here offensively, look for Nelson to be back off that bench quick with his 9 points he had in the first half.
5th Sooner on the floor here for this second half is Moore. They get it down low for an easy lay-in that time. Oklahoma starts it with that one. Actually, they'll count that as a 3-pointer, McCullum. Here's a turnover by the Horned Frogs to start this second half. Back the other way come the Sooners. Uzan catch and shoot. McCullum again for 3. Back-to-back threes to start the second half here for Oklahoma, and just like that, the lead is gone. It's tied at 40.
Yeah, but a nightmare start for the Frogs here in the second half. Give up a wide open three, and then come back, turn it over, and give up another wide open three on the break, and bam, it is tie game.
Ortega Owe is that fifth starter for Oklahoma we didn't give you earlier. Here's Miller for three to answer. Off the mark, rebound Peavy. In traffic, sends it back out front. Anderson down low. Miller missed the dunk. Lost the handle on the way up. Back the other way come the Sooners. Tied at 40. Right-hand side with it now works Uzan. Back out top it goes Godwin. Godwin gives it up. Penetration here. Off his hands, Godwin gets it back. Back right-hand wing, it'll go down to Uzan for the baseline off the glass, missed it. Godwin had the rebound and a foul here on the Horned Frogs. It'll stay with the Sooners. Let's see, do they whistle this one on? Got a couple of Frogs there.
Yeah. Might be on Anderson.
Yep, it is on Avery Anderson.
Frogs might have caught a break there because it looked like it might have been on Emmanuel Miller, who's already got two. That could have been a bad third foul for him to pick up there.
Inbounds come. Godwin hands it off now to Uzan. Uzan to the wing left, gives it back now to Godwin. Out front, slapped away by Tennyson into the backcourt. Shot clock down to 6. Surprised Tennyson didn't come and pick up McCollum back there. McCollum's going to fire another three. His third one of this half. That one doesn't go. Here's Avery on the run out now for the Frogs. Tennyson set up deep right-hand corner. Avery keeps, lost it. Godwin gets up back. McCollum runs it out now. Pushes in the forecourt here to the rim. Racing, missing the running one-hander is Owe, and here comes TCU.
Yeah, both teams can't buy a bucket at the rim right now.
Tennyson stumbling, misses. Tip followed by Miller goes.
Wow, what a tip by Miller. That was very close to being in the cylinder, but he got his finger on it and knocked it in. No call on the goaltending.
42-40 right now. TCU with a 2-point lead. 17:50 to play. Uzan's got it. Works out front. Uzan bumped and fouled here on the perimeter. Tennyson commits 42-40. TCU with a 2-point lead. Tennyson's second personal foul.
TCU's trying to stay aggressive on the defensive end, trying to ramp that energy back up on defense after giving up those first 2 3-pointers.
Godwin out front, 2-point ball game, 42-40. TCU with the advantage, 17:40 to play. Left-hand side with it is Owe. Owe between the circles, working on PV to the free throw line in traffic. Got away with the travel, sends it off in the corner for the jumper that doesn't go. Tennyson with the rebound. Out comes Avery Anderson on the run out to the rim. He goes to the left hand. His first bucket of the game. Avery Anderson comes with 7:20 to play here in this second half.
Yeah, it came in a good time for the Frogs, able to extend this lead to 4 points after that disastrous start.
17-14 left. 44-40. TCU leading it here by 4. Out front with it is McCollum. Javion McCollum has it to the left-hand wing. High post catch. Godwin tried to send it down low. It goes off the hands of an Oklahoma Sooner. Hits one of the ushers in the head. He says, I'm okay.
You know, in the years that I've played, I've always found that somebody tries to throw a rocket at you from 6 feet away. It's really hard to catch.
It's hard to. Yeah.
You got to take a little bit off of that pass.
Godwin fired that one in there. 4-point ball game, 44-40, 16:54 left. Frogs with the advantage. Corks into the lineup. And Xavier sets that high post screen. Then gets it right back. Feeds it off to Miller. Miller in traffic on the glass. Scoring and a foul.
Tremendous catch there from Miller. Cork throwing that pass in traffic. Miller able to stick his right paw out there and make the catch. Tough catch. Able to gather, take the hit and score. And end up at the free throw line here for a 3-point play.
Moore commits the foul. It's his second. Miller at the free throw line. 46-40 right now. TCU with the advantage. Trey Tennyson's got to check out as Jameer Nelson comes in now here in this second half. Free throw line goes Emmanuel Miller. 3-point play good. 3 for 3 from the line in this game is Emmanuel. Lead back to 7 now, 47-40. That's the largest of the game for TCU. And a timeout taken here by Gary Maxwell. I think there was a sub waiting to get in and should have been allowed to come in after the made free throw, Hughley. But no one hit the horn, so he comes in for Godwin.
Yeah, but I think they're just going to reset the game clock here. The shot clock's at 30 still. They've already reset that.
Yeah. And I think that might have been a favor from Jamie Dixon alerting Gary Maxwell, hey, I think Hughley wants to get in the lineup.
Yeah, it shows you he doesn't fear Hughley as much as he does Godwin out there.
Although Godwin was out there with those 3 personal fouls. Here's McCollum. 16:40 to play. Here in this ballgame, Frogs flash a double team back out of it with court. Hughley feeds it off down low. Moore forces one up, doesn't get it. Nice offensive rebound to the follow from Moore, and he's fouled in there. That's a pretty good effort that time for Jalen Moore, the junior out of Birmingham, Alabama. Will get to the line for 2 now.
Yeah, he's really strong down there on the block. When he catches down there, Avery Anderson was mugging him every way he could. Ends up picking up the foul here. Moore working hard, ends up on the free throw line.
Second personal foul there. Whistled on Avery Anderson. Free throw is up and good. 16:33 to play. 47-41. Trey Tennyson's going to get in the lineup. While we have a chance, we want to pass along best wishes to our friend Jim Wall. Of course, his son Ryan Wall played here at TCU. Jim, longtime high school coach here in Fort Worth. He's a college coach for many years as well. Under the weather. We're pulling for you, Coach. Let you know we're thinking about you. Moore's free throw is good. Second effort there. 47-42, 16:32 to go. 5-point TCU lead. Emmanuel Miller out front gives it out to Michael Peavy. Peavy off to Trey Tennyson. Tennyson working between the circles to the free throw line. Tennyson in traffic with the left hand up off the glass. Missed it. And Miller follows it. Emmanuel scores.
Emmanuel Miller just hanging around the rim on the offensive end. Another offensive rebound and putback for Emmanuel Miller. He's having a great game tonight.
49-42, 7-point ball game, 16 minutes left.
Miller up to 17 already now.
Chuck O'Bannon set to get into the next dead ball. Out front with it. Works McCullum. McCullum left-hand side it goes. All the dribble is Moore. Gives it up Hughley. Back out it comes. Uzan working into Peavy around the screen from Hughley. Lost the hand on it. Regroups. Down to 4. Down to 3 on the shot clock. Baseline with it is Uzan reverse layup. Wow, worked it perfectly and scores it on the reverse layup.
Yeah, he did a nice job of using the rim as the protector because Cork couldn't get his hand through the net, the rim to block the shot.
15.5 to go. Nelson to the rim. Jameer got the roll of the score. Ends up on the floor. The bucket will count. 51-44. Frogs back up by 7.
Yeah, he definitely thought he had both hands up, thinking he should have gotten a free throw out of that as well.
Hughley into Peavy. Sends it off to the corner left. Extra pass comes Suarez. His jumper's well off the mark. Into the hands of Hughley. Jump ball. Possession arrow is going to give it to TCU when we get back. Time out of the floor. These two teams have come roaring out of the locker room. Frogs are outscoring them 11-10 here in the second half. The lead has shot to 7. 51-44. TCU leads it here on Oklahoma. And back we come courtside at Showmire Arena in Fort Worth after this timeout. And a word from Pepsi.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Progressive knows we're all trying to save right now.
So, no pick sixes, no blitzes, no sacks.
Nope, none of that. But there's this cool move called a balestra. Oh, I think that was it. Or maybe it was that? I don't know, I'm still learning.
So, fencing tickets are cheaper than football, huh?
Yeah, but hey, now we know what a counter parry is.
Do we?
Progressive offers you savings without sacrifice. So save big when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Okay, I have to admit, 2024 really snuck up on me. Luckily, Kohl's has everything my family needs to start the new year out right. With the 15% off going on, I got my husband and I Flex Styles under $30 and Tech Gear Activewear under $20. I also found a NutriBullet juicer for just $79.99. To top it all off, I earned Kohl's cash too. So, it's not too late to make a resolution, right? Offers end January 15th. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility and great pay and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Make sure to reach out to the Walsh Wegman Giordano team at Compass for all your real estate needs. The Walsh Wegman Giordano team, the presenting sponsor of the Jamie Dixon Radio Show, longtime supporters of TCU basketball. 15-10 to go. By the way, the Jamie Dixon Show taking a couple of weeks off. We call it the stock show break. So once the stock show is over with, we'll be back at the Railhead. Okay. The Jamie Dixon Show. It's kind of like the Spurs, the rodeo road trip.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
I mean, you're either going to have to do that or pick another location.
Exactly.
The Railhead's going to be pretty packed next month.
For the stock show, that's right. By the way, big announcement. Just came out yesterday. I was going to share this with our producer engineer, Blake Jones, as part of the stock show concert series. Tickets on sale tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Jamie Johnson going to be performing at the stock show. I might be there for that one. 15-10 to go. We got work to do here today. 51-44. TCU leading it right now on Oklahoma. 7-point margin matches that largest lead of this ball game for the Horned Frogs, who have come out in the second half shooting a lot better than they did in that first. Here in the second half, at least the Frogs are 50%, 5 of 10.
Yeah, they're out rebounding OU by 3 here to start the second half as well. That a function of OU only starting out 3 out of 9 from the field. But Emmanuel Miller has really picked up where he left off in the first half. So he got 7 points here in the second half.
I'm going to bring this up, and I know you don't want me to because you're worried about some sort of jinx or something like that. But the Frogs have only turned it over 3 times.
Yeah, and they did it on the very first possession here in the second half, which, we didn't bring it up. So mark it down, 15-10.
But not bad, though, right?
No. Three turnovers. You can win a lot of ball games, only turn the ball over 3 times. Because you can overcome a lot, bad shooting night and whatnot if you're getting more attempts.
Frogs with the basketball now. Wait for the ball as a foul. Hughley grabbing Cork. It's going to be whistled for the foul.
It's his second foul.
Hughley was a 4-star player coming out of Rush High School in Cleveland. Originally signed with Pitt.
As big as he is in high school, nobody's going to stop him.
Yeah. Here's Trey Tennyson trying to impact. Struggling to do so. Does to Chuck O'Bannon. Somehow caught that one. Fires a 10-footer. Does Chuck scores. O'Bannon continues high.
Yeah, not exactly how the Frogs drew that one up. That ball was definitely coming to Nelson in the corner. O'Bannon sticks his big paw up there and catches a rocket with one hand. That was a great catch.
It was either coming to Nelson or to us.
I was ready.
Yeah, here's Hughley. Out front it comes now. McCullum with it. 53-44. Hughley gets it right back, scores it, and is fouled. Frogs have just gotten their largest lead of the game. And a foul here is going to be committed by Chuck O'Bannon with Vic Hughley going to the free throw line, where he's an 85% free throw shooter.
Now, this is why I will say in years past, that is Chuck just sticks in there and takes a charge.
Yeah.
And we're going the other way, and you can't do it anymore. And he instinctively stepped in like he was going to take a charge and then tried to get out of the way and just kind of swipe at the ball and ended up with actually not a very hard foul on Hughley.
Free throw is no good. Frogs with the rebound. We had a great conversation with Chris Rastetter with the NCAA officials who's at this game today about that new block charge rule, and a terrific explanation from him. It gave us more clear thought on what that new rule is like. Here's O'Bannon. Feeds it off court. Strong to the rim. Oh, he missed it. Xavier got to finish that one. Back the other way, McCullum. McCullum in traffic. Kicks it corner left. Here's a three-pointer off the mark that doesn't go for Darthard. And back comes TCU. Nelson run out. Tennyson blocked but fouled. I think Tennyson knew that was coming, so he hesitated, made sure he got the contact, and now we'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, his other option was going to be jump, let both OU players jump as well, and then drop a bounce pass off to Emmanuel Miller, who was coming down the left wing, who probably had a really big dunk there on the side. But 2 free throws coming from Tennyson is just fine for the Frogs. Frogs missed 2 dunks now in the half, right at the rim, Emmanuel Miller and Xavier Cork. They dodge a bullet from the three-pointer on the other end from OU and getting points back on this end.
That's the first point for Trey Tennyson in this ballgame. Mustafa back in the lineup, comes in for Cork. Micah Peavy returns for Emmanuel Miller. O'Bannon stays out there, as does Jameer Nelson, and Tennyson who's at the free throw line.
And we'll see if this bodes well for Tennyson.
Yep.
Sometimes when you see a couple of shots go in, from the free throw line. That can turn your fortunes on the floor as well.
Has other meanings, but it can also be this. He broke the seal, right?
Broke the seal. Take the lid off.
Yeah, 13:53 to play here in this ball game now. 55-46. Frogs leading it by 9 again. Hughley gets it down low. Into Mustafa, just powers his way up. Isan holding his ground, but got him across the arm, did Isan Mustafa. Not a lot there. Keith Kimball with a whistle, though, and that's going to send Hughley back to the free throw line.
See if they show a replay here. That was I thought Mustafa had pretty good position. And as a big guy, especially on the block, you're allowed to hold your position. Mustafa obviously probably got a hand down. Nice big drop step though from Hughley. That's a tough defend.
It is. He's more athletic than he's pretty nimble. They talk about that. He's kind of and I mean this as a positive analogy. They say he's kind of a dancing bear.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a big body, but he's fleet.
He's doing that drop step with that big right leg. He's going to move you out of the way when he does it.
13:40 to play. Missed that free throw as well. 55-47. So he makes 1 of 2 for the line. Here's Nelson, sends it back out now to Peavy. Peavy in traffic. Peavy stepping through, working his way to the rim, put it up off the glass, missed it. Mustafa trying to follow. Hughley grabs the rebound. Peavy just too strong off the glass that time.
Yeah, good look for Peavy. Just didn't go down for him.
55-47, 13-19 to play. Left-hand side. Oklahoma with the basketball. Working between the circles here is Uzan. Uzan holding it up. 10 on the shot clock. Switch defensively. The Rocks have to get back to their proper assignments. Hughley is matched up right now on Nelson. Works it into the lane. He's bumped and fouled. Count the bucket. That was the mismatch. They found it. You got to like that. Hughley was on Jameer Nelson, worked around him into Chuck O'Bannon. And they're going to put Hughley back on the free throw line. Whistle the foul on O'Bannon. That's his second.
2 quick points on that. One, Mustafa has got to rotate back over and get Nelson off of that, off of Hughley when he had a chance to, and he didn't. But then Nelson actually does a nice job of pushing him out. He caught it at 17 feet, but he spun off of Nelson. Nelson just needs to back off him a step.
Yep.
Make him shoot over him with the shot clock going down.
Hughley makes the free throw. They'll substitute for him with Godwin. Mustafa's going to come out of the lineup as Uday comes back in. 55-50. It's a 5-point ball game now with 12:58 to play. Frogs with the advantage and the basketball. Jameer Nelson working it up. Trey Tennyson trying to set a screen for him. Nelson around Uday, who rolled out of it. Nelson with it, backs up, fires a three-pointer. Jameer off the mark. Uday with the offensive rebound. Gets it back, Peavy. Here's O'Bannon for 3. Chucky misses. Rebound and a foul. Uday says, you got my call? Yes. That one's going to be on Godwin underneath Uday, and that's going to be the 4th on Godwin.
Uday working hard on that offensive glass. He probably didn't really have a shot at the rebound, but he kept working hard and forced Godwin to lock him up and push and hold on to him. Ends up picking up his 4th. That could be a big call here in the game with 12:40 to go. Godwin's going to have to sit down with 4.
Yeah, and Hughley has to come back in for him now. But Hughley's been productive. We know that. Here's Tennyson inbounds now for the Horned Frogs. Bounces Peavy. Peavy catches, elevates off the glass. Missed it again. Another dead-on look, and Peavy couldn't get it to go.
Yeah, he's really upset with himself, too. Talking to himself, coming back down the floor. Can't believe he missed it.
55-50 right now. Horned Frogs with the advantage. 12:27 to play. Out front with it. Uzan gives it between the circles to Hughley. Hughley back Uzan in traffic. Off the glass, missed it. Rebound now, Jameer Nelson. Nelson pushes TCU to the rim. Nelson, offensive foul. They're going to whistle this one on Jameer Nelson. Standing in to draw that charge with Suarez. We get a look at it. You got to be planted when the left foot leaves the ground, and it was. That's a charge.
Yep,
it's a good call.
One of the few that you can actually call, but I still like Nelson being very aggressive going to the basket here. He's having success pushing the ball down the floor. TCU's had done it all season long. Just a nice play there from Suarez.
55-50 right now, 5-point ball game. Here's Uzan with it out front now. Uzan in traffic. Darthard flips it back out front now. Darthard for three, missed it. Rebound taken out of there by Micah Peavy. Back the other way comes TCU. Darthard comes in shooting 35% from behind the arc. He's 0 for 5 in this game. Here's Miller. Miller at the right wing. Backing it in, this time on Suarez. Sends it over to Peavy. Peavy again penetrates. Bump this time by Darthard. And that's going to be a foul on Darthard. Frogs land the basketball when we get back after the timeout. 11:29 to play in this one. 55-50 right now. TCU leading it here on the Oklahoma Sooners. And back we come to Show My Arena after this timeout. And a word from SeatGeek.
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace.
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing? Block him!"
he can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Dallas-Fort Worth Roofing Company. Lon Smith Roofing is one of America's top 25 roofing companies and has been serving the DFW Metroplex for nearly 50 years. From our humble Fort Worth beginnings in 1974, we have grown our company with the simple formula of a commitment to excellence. Our founder, Lon Smith, believed that no matter how good we are, we can always do better. Lon Smith Roofing is committed to providing the finest Fort Worth and Dallas roofing products and the most trusted service in the industry.
If you're looking for the definition of service, I'm sure Sewell's name is in the dictionary of service.
I don't think there's a person that I've ever come in contact with that works at Sewell that wasn't the top of the top.
There's nothing to compare it to.
They take good care of me. I'm happy to drive a Sewell.
Sewell Automotive Companies, a proud supporter of the TCU Horned Frogs. Visit us at Sewell.com. Sewell, obsessed with service since 1911.
Show My Arena here in Fort Worth, where the Horned Frogs find themselves up by 5, 55-50 right now. Brian Estridge, Colin Boddicker with you. Blake Jones is our producer, engineer. Dave Shook's back at our studios. And, of course, Sarge has a con for this one. It's a new season at Kohl's with everyday styles at great prices. You can get more of what you want for less. Find go-tos for going everywhere. Perfect picks for your home. Shop Kohl's at Kohl's.com today. Here the Horned Frogs find themselves still in the negative on rebounding. 29-24. Oklahoma out-rebounding TCU. But the Frogs have forced those 13 turnovers by the Sooners.
Yeah, but that rebounding number is drastically improved here in the second half. They're +6 now. TCU is in the second half. Complete turnaround from the first half.
Frogs have taken those 13 turnovers, though, and turned them into 23 points. That's big.
That's a big number. And, TCU continues to get out on the fast break point, but TCU's actually finding some success scoring points in the paint as well, despite the missed opportunities they've had. Micah Peavy's had a couple up front. Emmanuel Miller missed a dunk. Xavier Court missed a dunk. So Frogs have had plenty of opportunities to really extend this lead. Probably should have a double-digit lead. We'll see if they can keep battling on the boards here and finish this one out here.
Yeah, it's not been a great shooting night for the Horned Frogs.
No, just under 40%, 39.6 for the game. A little surprised Oklahoma shooting 45% from the field, as good as TCU is really defending them.
Avery Anderson inbounds. Does so quickly, gets it right back with a pass. Anderson working out front. Resets in the half court. It's Anderson and Peavy, Tennyson, Uday, and Miller, the five on the floor. Anderson screen for three. Avery, there he comes. Three-pointer for Avery Anderson. Stretches the lead out to 8 at 58-50. Puts his palms to the sky and says, "Thank you, Lord."
And that was a shot where the TCU offense was discombobulated. Trey Tennyson and Ernest Uday were out at the top of the key as well, just kind of clogging up space. Anderson says, "I'll shoot it," knocks it down.
They look like personal protectors on a punt team. As Hughley misses this one. Back the other way come the Horned Frogs. Anderson with it to the right wing. Avery back out front it goes now to Trey Tennyson.
Nice transition defense there from Oklahoma. Shut down TCU's break.
Tennyson off it goes now to Avery.
That's got to be the one thing that every team looks at, just like, we've got to shut that down at TCU's fast break.
Miller catch, shoot three, right wing, got it. Emmanuel with the back-to-back threes for the Horned Frogs to give you their largest lead of the game. Porter Moser takes a timeout. It climbs to 11 right now at 61-50. Horned Frogs with the advantage on the Sooners and a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. Back we come after this word for our local stations of the Horned Frogs Sports Network from Learfield.
There are those who see the world through a different lens, who take risks, who are willing to make a stand. Because trails, they aren't blazed by the timid, but by the bold. For 150 years, TCU has been creating the next generation of leaders. To think audaciously, care compassionately, lead heroically. And now, it's our turn, our time to lead on.
TCU men's basketball season tickets are on sale now. The Horned Frog schedule is loaded with matchups facing nationally ranked opponents, historic rivals, and Big 12 newcomers. With a loaded roster jammed with all conference returning standouts, highly ranked recruits, and high-flying freshmen. It all starts November 6th inside Schollmeyer Arena. Visit GoFrogs.com and secure your seats today. Defend Fort Dixon and Go Frogs.
The TCU Frog Club brings generous and loyal supporters together in support of more than 500 Horned Frog student athletes. Frog Club donors help TCU athletes reach their fullest academic and athletic potential through philanthropic investments in scholarship, the TCU Endowment, capital projects, and our sport-specific groups. Become a Frog Club donor and gain exclusive access and premium benefits. Memberships start as low as $100 per year. Visit tcufrogclub.com to join today.
TCU is proud to be the official credit union of the Horned Frogs as they bring you tonight's broadcast with the Horned Frogs finding themselves up by 11, 61-50 right now. Here on Oklahoma. We welcome you back to Schollmeyer Arena. Frogs starting to shoot the ball a little bit better. Getting Avery Anderson of the act. Emmanuel Miller with a quiet 20 points here tonight, 6 rebounds.
Yeah, he just gets these random like little tip-ins, garbage baskets around the basket, hanging around the hoop, and then you look down at the score sheet, he's got 20 for you.
Yeah. He just out-hustles everyone.
There's no doubt about it. He's got 6 boards tonight as well and 1 steal. It's just been really fortunate for the Frogs that he came back for another year.
You know, he reminds me of, and this was after you, I think, Colin, because this was in the Mountain West. I don't think it was in the WAC. BYU had a player named Lee Kumard. And Lee Kumard would just be out there running around. And at the end of the game, you'd look down, and he'd have 16 points, 11 boards, and 6 assists, and 5 steals. And you're like, where did that happen?
Yeah, and just, here and there, and it's not in bunches. It's hustle. It's not in bunches. It's not flashy plays all the time. Even though Emmanuel does make flashy plays. He had a really good and 1 play earlier in the second half. And, he's knocked down a 3. It's like, those are big plays and memorable plays, but it just doesn't feel like there's a bunch of them where you can get to 20 points.
Right.
But there he is, and only 3 of them from free throws. It's 8 made field goals.
Yep, 8 of 13 for the floor in this ball game. 61-50, an 11-point lead out of the Porter Moser timeout. Oklahoma has the basketball, and the Frogs will apply some pressure on the Sooners. Uzan to inbounds. Frogs use 5 to guard 4. Comes to McCullum. Now that he's slowing down a bit here. McCullum out front. Hughley works between the circles. Gives it up this time. Out top now to Uzan. Skip it over. Right baseline. Tried to force it down low. Hughley. Instead it comes out McCullum for 3. Short on the attempt. He shot that with 3 on the shot clock. Tapped around against who? Emmanuel Miller with a rebound.
That's number 7 on his way to that double-double.
Jameer Nelson brings it up, screen from Uday. Nelson keeps. Jameer back out it goes. Catch now for Avery Anderson. Avery backs up, left-hand side, left alone. Nelson had a good look at the three, missed it. The two Sooners there fight for it. Hughley gets credit for the rebound.
That one might have brought the house down if you'd have made that three.
Yep. Jalen Moore's got it at the right wing now for Oklahoma. Out of Hughley. Set up left with it is Usehand baseline, gives it back Hughley. I told you he can shoot. Boddicker, you didn't believe me. He knocks that one down from 17.
I believe you. Anytime a guy catches the ball and tries to find the channel to get his grip, you know he can shoot the ball a little bit. Now, he didn't elevate very much in that shot.
Didn't have to. He's 6'10". Here's Anderson for three. Avery's starting to feel it a little bit now. Three-pointer from Anderson. 64-52, 12-point game, 9 minutes to play.
Definitely took the cap off the rim for him.
Left-hand side with it now. Works. McCullum in traffic. Gets it back out top. Here's Hughley again. That one doesn't go for him. Offensive rebound stripped away. Nelson's got it. Here comes Jameer. 2-on-3. Wisely backs it out. Nelson gets some help. Avery flips. Uday punched out of bounds with the basketball. It's going to be Oklahoma's ball. A lot of contact there. Jamie thought there might have been a push.
Yeah, Uday didn't complain about the call, but he got the pass from Anderson, and an Oklahoma guy just ran through him and pushed him out of bounds, basically. No call. Frogs will go back on defense here.
64-52, 8:37 to play. Here's McCullum. Walks it up. Off the screen is Usehand. High post catch here. Godwin kicks it off in the corner right. Sends it back out front now. Does Oway to Usehand, whose three doesn't go. Another rebound for the Frogs. Miller's going to lead the break. He's got Tennyson left. Catch for Tennyson. Three for Tennyson. Doesn't go. Rebound taken out of there by Usehand.
Henderson's out there without a shoe.
Long outlet pass. This one doesn't go. Anderson contested it, but Moore is able to lay it up and score.
I mean, he basically blocked the shot almost without a shoe. He's still playing without a shoe here. I'm shocked that the officials don't just stop the game and let him put your shoe back on.
Yeah, well, that's where Jamie Dixon told him to go get it to Trey Tennyson, and get it back. Now skip it over to Chuck O'Bannon, 13 on the shot clock. Avery loses the shoe once a game, and you know, and he's wearing a different shoe tonight than normal. But Jamie Dixon has talked about that before. He has to take a timeout here with 7:41 to go, 12 seconds on the shot clock to preserve this possession because that shoe, Avery had blown a tire.
Yeah, and Avery should have prioritized, even if the Frogs have to play 4-on-5, prioritize getting that shoe on instead of getting it halfway on, coming back down, and then kicking it off again. You got to get it back on.
Is that better than playing without it, just playing through it?
Well, I mean, you're not going to have any grip. You're going to slide all over the place. It'd be better for the Frogs to try to go get a 4-on-5 shot, because you'll get some kind of shot up, right? All these guys are good enough to go create their own shot.
7:41 to go. Yeah, I guess if you're just running around out there in sock feet, it's like you're in the skating rink.
I mean, and you could get hurt too, right? Like,
never got hurt in the skating rink.
It's amazing to me that he was able to run down back on defense, because he got all the way to the corner here and he ran
contested the shot.
Contested shot and almost blocked it. Pretty good effort there from Anderson, for sure.
Yeah, it ended up being a full timeout. We'll take it with it back. We come after this local word here on the Horn Frog Sports Network from Learfield.
Since the late 1890s, TCU athletes who excelled in their sport have been awarded the Block T letter as a symbol of success, and today the tradition continues. If you're a former TCU student athlete, the Block T Association is looking for you. The Block T Association brings former TCU athletes together in a number of programs and events, including the TCU Athletics Hall of Fame, mentoring programs for current TCU student athletes, team reunions, and our famous football tailgate parties. Get on the team today at blockt.tcu.edu.
Hope Farm is an after-school mentoring program for boys growing up without a father at their home. From elementary school to college or vocational study, our boys discover a home away from home at Hope Farm. Fatherless children account for 71% of all high school dropouts and 85% of all children who show behavior disorders. Hope Farm believes there is positive potential in every child and provides intentional programming that includes mentoring, academic study, and a hot meal every day after school. Find out more at hopefarmfw.org.
Hello, Horned Frog Nation. This is Chauncey Franks with Fellowship Christian Athletes at TCU. I am blown away by what God is doing through the ministry of FCA on TCU campus. We are impacting hundreds of lives of coaches and students every week through our weekly Bible studies, our one-on-one discipleship, and our constant mentorship. You can follow what God is doing on Instagram, Facebook, and if you want to support the ministry of FCA, go to tcufca.org.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility and great pay and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
7:41 to play in this ballgame. Horned Frogs up 64-54 right now. By 10 stations. Let's pause. 10 seconds for station identification on the Horned Frogs Sports Network from Learfield. You got a homework assignment. This week's edition of the Frog Film Room you can see on the YouTube channel for TCU Athletics. We sat down with Jamie Dixon. One of the questions we asked him was, what was your favorite TV show as a child growing up?
My favorite TV show?
No, his, not yours.
Oh. I thought you asked him, but now you're asking me.
No, we asked Jamie Dixon what yours was. Here's Anderson, takes the inbound and goes straight to the rim, able to lay it up, score, and is fouled. And Anderson will be at the line now for an opportunity for a three-point play.
So Avery Anderson, 0 for 9 from the floor at halftime, or in the first half, is now 4 for 4 here in the second half, including 2 threes, and has 12 points going to the free throw.
Hughley's going to get back in the lineup. He's going to come in for more. So, no, we asked Jamie Dixon what his favorite show was. And here's your homework assignment, because I think it's before your time. I watched it.
Oh, boy.
Sigmund and the Sea Monster.
Don't know that one. Yeah. It is a little bit before my time.
Yeah, go back and I want you to look that up and watch a little bit of it.
Is it on YouTube?
It will be on YouTube. We also talked about the TV show Emergency.
Okay.
Remember that one?
I do not.
Okay, there's 2 for you to look up. 7:24 to play.
I remember ER.
Yes, oh my gosh. Here's now a 13-point lead for the Horned Frogs as Anderson makes a free throw. Oklahoma almost turns it over. Uzan has it. Out front working on Chuck O'Bannon. 5 of the shot clock. Uzan with the left hand. Got the roll. Nice job there. Xavier Cork almost blocked that shot. He knew it was going to be a goaltend. It goes anyway. Yeah, but he wisely pulled his hand down.
And Uzan's having a hell of a game himself. Yeah. He's got 10 points, 8 assists, and 7 boards already.
Miller at the right wing. Here's Emmanuel Miller in traffic. Spinning. Working. Fade away from 10. In and out. Whoa, unlucky there. 6:50 to go. 67-56, an 11-point ball game. Forecourt with it. Strong move to the rim this time for Owade. He's going to get fouled on the way in. I think Miller was there. Let's see if they get this one on Emmanuel Miller, and it is.
And Miller just unlucky on that shot on the offensive end here. And then on the defensive end, Owade just got ahead of steam and got around him. Miller did a nice job of preventing the dunk here, making him earn 2 at the free throw line.
Second personal on Emmanuel Miller. Free throw is no good. He'll get a second chance. Makes the second. 10-point ball game, 67-57, 6:45 left. Anderson to the backcourt, gives it back now to Trey Tennyson. Back it comes Avery Anderson. Anderson quickly into forecourt. Miller, left hand. He'll send it for the jumper. O'Bannon missed it. Long rebound. Darthard runs it down now.
That was good heads-up play by Miller, skipping that ball over to O'Bannon. Wide open 3 in the corner, just unable to not connect.
Out of the top, McCullough. Screen from Hughley. McCullough over O'Bannon with a floater. Missed it, and a rebound Tennyson. And I think they're going to get Hughley with a foul here. Let's see. I think it went over the back of Xavier Cork.
Foul against Oklahoma will be on number 1.
Yep, it's going to be on Hughley.
Hughley's out there playing really aggressive. That was he had absolutely no shot at getting that rebound. That was a poor decision for him to continue with his momentum into Cork there.
Yeah, that's the third personal foul on Hughley.
Cork definitely earns a trip to the line here. That was a big hit he took.
Xavier Cork to that line because that's a 7th team foul. So 1-on-1 situation now for Xavier Cork. 12 of 16 on the year for the free throw line. Suarez checks out of the lineup as returning comes Milos Uzan. Xavier Cork takes his time. Sulphur Springs, Texas native, misses the front end. Hughley gets the rebound. 10-point ball game now. 6:12 to go. Out front with it is Oway. Oway, right-hand side, puts it back out front. Uzan, left-hand corner it goes. Blocked is Darthard's 6th three-point attempt. That one by Avery Anderson. Nelson gives it up Miller. Right-hand side, Avery. Avery puts it on the floor. Fade away from 14. Count it. Feeling it against the Sooners in the second half is Avery Anderson.
You said it at the beginning of the game here. He averages how much a game versus OU?
15.
What's he got tonight?
Yeah, exactly.
15, right on the dot.
Out front with it is McCullough. 5:39 to play. Here's McCullough. Frogs leading this one by 12. Top it goes Darthard. Left-hand corner it comes. Jumper from Oway. Air ball. Rebound Nelson. Outlet Miller. Miller strong into Darthard for the lay-in. Good. Timeout, Porter Moser. Frogs lead it by 14, 71-57, their largest lead of the game.
I can't lie, I thought he was going to drop that off to Xavier Cork, who was coming right down the middle of the lane for a big dunk. But Miller takes it all the way to the rim himself. Because why not? And you almost can't run into a charge anymore in today's game, so why not be aggressive going to the basket? Miller finishes. Frogs are up 14 here.
Darthard commits the foul. Timeout taken by Porter Moser. He's got one left. It's a 30-second timeout taken by Oklahoma. Commercial, residential, or land and ranch. The Giordano Wegman Wash Team at Compass is your go-to for all of your real estate needs. That's the Giordano Wash Wegman Team. Presenting sponsor of the Jamie Dixon Radio Show. Longtime supporters of TCU basketball. Frogs have Houston on Saturday here. Houston lost last night to Iowa State in a tough one in Ames. 5:24 to go. This is the only meeting, by the way, this year between TCU and Oklahoma. Frogs do not get to go to Norman, which breaks Colin's heart. This is the last time that the Frogs will see Oklahoma in the Big 12 unless they meet in the tournament.
I was about to say, oh, darn.
Yeah, 5:20 to play. 71-57, 14-point ball game right now. Uzan to the right-hand side. Uzan, baseline. Hughley over Cork, scores it.
Frogs a little miscommunication on the pick and roll there. Results in Hughley wide open underneath the basket.
71-59, 12-point ball game.
He's up to 14 points here now.
Out of the top with it. Jameer Nelson holds it. Nelson screen from Cork. Kicks it back out. Avery Anderson. Anderson. Nice overplay there by Oklahoma. Baseline, left that one short. Rebound comes back down to the Sooners. Jamie Dixon didn't like that shot. Here's an alley-oop on the other end for the dunk. Moore flying high for that one. Lead down to 10 now with 4:28 to go.
Yeah, dude, and Moore is super athletic. He was really up over the rim on that one. Frogs don't need to be content to run clock here. Keep running your offense. You're having success.
Jamie Dixon yelling at him to go here. 17 on the shot clock. Right-hand side. Emmanuel Miller thought about the three. Surprised he didn't take it. Nelson, left-hand corner goes Peavy. Back down Jameer. 5 of the shot clock. Nelson in traffic. Penetrates to the rim. Doesn't get the roll. Follow. Guess who? Emmanuel Miller there again. Johnny on the spot.
So Miller was right in front of us on the scorer's table here, and you just saw him kind of snake his way through the traffic to get all the way to the rim. Ends up with the ball right in his hands, right in front of the rim for the lay-in.
Hughley's got it working on Xavier Cork now. Looks down low, flips it to Moore, lost the handle on it. Nelson's got it. Frogs lead by 12 with the ball, 3:40 to play. Nelson bumped at half court. They'll reset now. Jameer working into Uzan. Use that off arm with a little push there. Got to be careful. We saw a charge called against him against Kansas late in the game at Allen Fieldhouse. Here with 3:26 to go. Nelson taking his time. 12 of the shot clock. And a foul. Uzan commits it on the perimeter. Knocks Jameer Nelson to the ground. He'll be at the free throw line for 1-1 when we get back. Horned Frogs up 12, 73-61. 3:20 to go. Big 12 basketball action tonight here. Show My Arena in Fort Worth. Back after this word from Coors Light.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On Big 12 Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/Big12Sports.
Impactive CBD is a company built by athletes for athletes. We know firsthand how tough injuries can be and what it takes to recover quickly, safely, and naturally. The Pro Relief Stick provides soothing relief that's perfect for any sport, whether you're training for your next game or taking a day to rest. Less pain, more impact. Visit ImpactiveCBD.com and use code TCU15 for 15% off your first order.
Criteria is for the first.
3:20 to play, 73-61 right now. It's a 12-point ball game. Horned Frogs leading it here right now. On the Oklahoma Sooners, timeout. And we'll have the Frogs at the free throw line. After this time, I'll tell you what, the way TCU has handled the half court here of late has been spectacular.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job of kind of getting what they want, but it's just, a lot of it's come down to Avery Anderson just having a heck of a second half. Making basket, made a couple three-pointers, made a couple of drives to the basket. The baseline fadeaway jumper, he's having about as opposite of first half as he could have had here in the second half.
Saturday. That's a 5 o'clock tip-off for that one. By the way, while we have a chance, we want to pass along condolences, our thoughts and prayers with the Denton family. John Denton, longtime color analyst here, lost his mother over the weekend. And we want to say that we're thinking about the Dentons. 73-61 right now, 12-point lead for TCU. Timeout's over. Time to get started here, folks. Free throw line will be Jameer Nelson. 76% free throw shooter. 1-on-1 situation. For Jameer. Trying to add to the 12-point lead. And does. 13 now to march. Next one would match the largest lead of the game for the Horned Frogs. Frogs have led for 22 minutes and 57 seconds of this game. Second one's good. 75-61.
Frogs need to be ready. If OU scores or gets there, TCU has to inbounds the ball on a turnover or anything, they're going to probably come with full court pressure, try to speed this game up a little bit, try to get back in the game.
McCullum has it. Frogs did a nice job defensively. Get it off now to Usehand. Usehand it the right way. Usehand, skip pass, left-hand side. Catch here for Darthan. He's fouled by Avery Anderson.
I got to tell you, that's like the way the rules are with the charge block calls out. That is like the hardest thing in the world to do right now. You're trying to close out 100 miles an hour to a three-point shooter, and he puts it on the deck, whereas you might have been able to cut him off on the baseline. You can't. It's impossible to get there now.
Yep, you can't cut him off. Free throw line goes Darthan. looking for his first point of the game, and he doesn't get it there. Rebound for Cork on the front end of the 1-on-1. Darthard 0 for 6 on the floor, 0 for 1 to the free throw line.
And that's exactly why you do take that foul there, because you got to make him earn at the free throw line instead of giving up a layup.
Darthard just getting his steps in. Here's Nelson with it. Jameer out front, screen from Anderson. Keeps it, skips it corner right, catch, shoot. Emmanuel Miller, 3, count it. From right in front of us, he knocks it in for the largest lead of the game at 17 now with 2:25 to play.
27 points now for Emmanuel Miller, having a whale of a game for the Frogs tonight.
McCullough for 3, short. Frogs will let it roll out of bounds. It'll be TCU's ball.
Fans letting these players know that they appreciate the effort tonight. Frogs with their biggest lead at 17.
2:15 to play. Emmanuel Miller with 27 points. He's got 1,000 in his career at TCU now. Frogs almost turned it over.
They did. It went off of Nelson. He dribbled it off his own foot there. Only the 6th turnover for the Frogs tonight. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that's a season low, Brian, if that holds
I think
up.
so. I think you are right. Emmanuel Miller with 1,001 points in his career here at TCU. Had another 400 plus from his days at A&M as well. He's had a pretty good career. Out of 6 on the shot clock. Here's Uzan for 3, scored it. Shot that one over Jameer Nelson. 78-64, minute 50 to go. 14-point game. Pressure to backcourt. Oklahoma's got Anderson tied up here. Avery loses it out of bounds. They say it went out of bounds off of TCU.
Yeah,
another turnover.
Anderson got that ball, was getting trapped. Peavy's got to come back to him, make himself available. Anderson didn't throw it to him right away, so Peavy's like, okay, you got it yourself. But then Anderson let himself get trapped really hard, and then nobody came back, and Anderson was he was in jail at that point.
Now Trey Tennyson comes in for Jameer Nelson. A bit surprising. I thought they might keep Nelson out there to help break this pressure that they're going to see. But instead, the inbounds comes McCullough for Oklahoma. 3-pointer, got it. He ends up on his back after contact. No call. 78-67, an 11-point ball game now with a minute 38 to go. Frogs again struggling to get it across. Anderson finally does here to Emmanuel Miller, and the Frogs will back it back out now with a minute 30 to go.
Yeah, good opportunity to run some clock here with the 11-point lead.
Up 11 is TCU. 1:20 to go. Anderson. Right-hand side, Peavy for 3. Micah, back of the rim. I'm not sure that's a shot you wanted.
Yeah, single digits on the shot clock, so he's going to have to put something up.
McCullough wants it in his hands. Hughley out front hands it off now to Uzan, who made his last 3-point attempt. Hughley, the big man, had it punched away by Peavy. Loses it. Off into the hands of Uzan again. 10 on the shot clock. Uzan, left-hand side. Under a minute to go. McCullough for 3. Got that one. It ain't over, folks. 78-70. Final timeout for Porter Moser comes here. Jamie Dixon not at all happy with that one. It's an 8-point ball game now with 51 seconds left in this game.
Yeah, McCollum extended out well beyond the 3-point line there. Made it really difficult for Trey Tennyson to close out to the shooter. So he ends up being a half a step late there. He was all the way on the Walsh family court side to drop that one in.
This is with the way the transfer portal is now. This is a question that I have for you that is real confusing for me. Frogs just announced that Emmanuel Miller is a 1,000-point scorer, and it says 1,000 career points. It also points out that he's the 40th Horned Frog to reach 1,000 points. But in his career, he's got 1,440 points. Don't you count that?
Yeah, that's I don't know. I can't even do the math right now. 200 times more than I scored.
But I mean, what I'm saying is, do you call him a 1,000-point scorer in his career, or is he a 1,400-point scorer?
He's a 1,400-point scorer, but he's a 1,000-point at TCU scorer.
Right.
And he's not going to be done. He's got a lot more to go here at TCU.
51 seconds left in this ball game. Timeout taken by Porter Moser was his last one. Frogs trying to hang on here against the 9th-ranked Sooners. Final meeting all time between TCU and Oklahoma as members of the Big 12. backcourt pressure. Jameer Nelson is back in now. So you got the three guards out there with Nelson and Anderson, along with Tennyson, Micah Peavy, and Emmanuel Miller, the five on the floor for TCU. Five ball handlers, essentially. Nelson trying to get it in. Does so to Avery Anderson. Right back to Nelson. Right back to Anderson trying to race it up. Oklahoma wants to foul. Anderson keeps alley-oop. Peavy! Wow!
Key to the game, number 2. Peavy with a thunderous, crowd-pleasing dunk.
You got it. 5 for Peavy. Oklahoma on the other end. Darthard on the perimeter fouled here on the floor. Foul's going to be charged to Trey Dennison with 39.7 seconds to go. Darthard will go to the free throw line looking for his first point of the game. Darthard's had a dent, played at Geyer High School.
You know, I'm really glad TCU didn't try to back that out either.
No.
Stay aggressive.
Yes. We see that too often where teams become casual or they try to, as you said, deflate the basketball.
Yep. Then you go to the free throw line, you miss a couple of free throws.
Yes. Darthard to the free throw line. 2 shots. That was the 10th team foul on the Horned Frogs. First one. No good. Still yet to score is Latrey Darthard, a 75% free throw shooter. Has missed his 2 attempts at the free throw line. He's 0 for 6 from the field in this game. Darthard's second effort is good. There's his first point of the game. 80-71, a 9-point game, 39.7 to go. Inbounds Nelson, gets it to Tennyson. Tennyson to the backcourt. It comes back to Jameer Nelson. Back to Tennyson. Back Nelson again. Nelson in traffic foul. 33.2 left. Nelson will go to the free throw line now. Jameer Nelson, 76% free throw shooter. I'll be honest with you, I like Porter Moser's philosophy here. I mean, I think all too often, a lot of teams like to just play defense. I like fouling.
Start fouling early.
Yes.
You're down, 12 or 15. Start fouling with 2.5 minutes to go.
I'm with you. We don't see that enough in college
because
basketball.
Because you can get hot in all these guys can make threes nowadays, too. Yep. You can get hot really quick, and you miss a front end of a 1-and-1 like that.
Yep. Jameer Nelson misses. Here's a 3 from Suarez. That one's off the mark, and a rebound ripped away, taken away by Emmanuel Miller, and Porter Moser calls him off. 20 seconds left. Horned Frogs are going to win it here over the 9th-ranked Sooners. The Frogs are going to improve now in the year to 12-3. Oklahoma drops to 13-2 in the final meeting between these two teams as members of the Big 12. The Horned Frogs will come out victorious. Horn sounds. Frogs win. 80-71. TCU gets it here over the Oklahoma Sooners. You look at this one, they led for 25 minutes of action in this one, did TCU. And I thought, even though it was not their best night shooting, TCU finishes just 44% from the floor. They got it done on the defensive end when they had to.
They sure did, and they didn't turn the ball over. Only 7 turnovers for TCU tonight. But arguably, most importantly, guaranteed one of the main things they talk about in the halftime room. Rebound in the second half, and they were +8 on the boards here in the second half for the Frogs.
Yeah, cut into that margin. It was still a +3 on the night for Oklahoma. They out-rebounded the Horned Frogs 38-35, did the Sooners. But you talked about the difference in this second half on the glass. I think a lot of that is led by Emmanuel Miller, the effort that he puts out night in and night out. He finishes his ball game with 9 rebounds, just shy of a double-double with 27 points, just 2 off of his career high.
Yeah, he was so good in the second half. 17 points here in the second half, and Avery Anderson also right on top of that with 13 points here in the second half. Those two guys really played amazing basketball offensively for the Frogs here.
And it was more than Emmanuel Miller, though. You mentioned Avery Anderson with those 15 points here in the second half. Jameer Nelson, I thought, was steady. The thing that stood out for me is Jameer, he got 13 points, I think, in his ball game, but he had 7 rebounds as a guard for the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, and anytime you got your guard in there rebounding seven boards in a game, that's a nice cherry on top to a performance that he had. And coming off the bench as well for TCU tonight, where TCU dominated bench points with him and Chuck O'Bannon chipping in 11 points as well.
Yeah, Chuck had the big first half that really kept the Horned Frogs in this one. In the second half, it came from all different spots. As we talked about, Avery Anderson with those 15 in the second half were huge, but it was Emmanuel Miller's night. 27 points, 9 rebounds for E-Man, and Emmanuel Miller was able to get over the 1,000-point threshold here as a TCU Horned Frog on a night where the Horned Frogs faced Oklahoma for the final time as members of the Big 12. TCU gets a win here, and this one by a final count of 80-71, a 9-point victory for the Horned Frogs. Now get set for the Houston Cougars, who come calling on Saturday. It's a 5 o'clock tip. Our airtime for that one will be at 4:30 here along the network. The Cougars were number 2 to start the week. Lost last night to Iowa State in a tough one in Big 12 action. They went down to the wire in Ames with that Hilton Magic, always special there for Iowa State. They get the win over Houston. Now the Horned Frogs playing as well as anybody. Took Kansas to the wire in Allen Fieldhouse. They get the home victory here tonight over the Oklahoma Sooners in Big 12 play. So open up Big 12 play at 1-1 to start the year. Now is TCU, and looking ahead to Houston on Saturday for this one. We await the arrival of Emmanuel Miller. We're going to visit with E-Man here shortly after this outing. 27 points and 9 boards. You talked about how quietly he does it, Colin. I mean, he just finds a way. Even the perfect example was a rebound here from the wing earlier that gave him number 9 on the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's right in front of us, and the shot's going up, and you just kind of see him snaking his way through the defense. Guys are turning around, they kind of look at him, but they don't really locate him and put a body on him. And he's able to just kind of make himself skinny enough to get through there and gets all the way to the front of the rim. Sure enough, the ball falls off right into his lap. Layup.
9 rebounds for Emmanuel Miller this ball game. 27 points. He's making his way to join us right now. Emmanuel Miller, the player of the game for this one. And E-Man's the guy who's just got it done. He joins us now here courtside. Emmanuel, what a way here to play Oklahoma for the last time as members of the Big 12. You go over the 1,000-point threshold. And I tell you what, this team, you could tell tonight had a good time, especially in that second half playing together.
We're just feeding off each other, playing off one another. We started in summer, all them all them tours around the country, building that chemistry, that bond, that unity. I think it showcased in the second half. We started out rough. They made some runs, we made some runs, but at the end of the game, we responded, and we stayed disciplined, we stayed true to our offense, and we executed.
You really kind of have a knack for kind of finding offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your philosophy on going to the offensive glass and how you just end up with easy baskets that way.
Man, I'm just hungry. I wanted more. Simple. I just want to go out and do anything I can to help my team win.
You think about this one here and this effort tonight for your team. You had a couple of guys in the first half who struggled. Trey Tennyson, Avery Anderson. Avery comes down to 15 in the second half.
Man, he's a hooper. All my teammates are hoopers, and they know how to get the job done. We play off one another, and regardless of the first half, we put it aside and we bounce back.
I love that about you guys, that you don't let anybody stay down either. I guarantee you guys were all pumping him up, pumping Trey up in the second, in that locker room coming out in the second half.
Exactly.
And it's always next play.
Yeah, for sure. Always next play. They killed us on the boards in the first half. They had a huge margin in that aspect. And in the locker room at halftime, we told each other straight up, we gotta bounce back and we gotta fight. If we don't fight, it's gonna be a long game. And in the Big 12, it's all about fighting. And that's what we did tonight.
You'll be happy to know that you guys out-rebounded them by 8 in the second half after being down 11. So you cut in that margin pretty good in the second half. It was good.
Yeah, Dixon's definitely going to mention that. Post-game, Dixon is all about toughness and competitiveness. And I'm just glad we got this dub for our coach.
All right, one final thing. 1,000 points in your career here at TCU. What does that mean to you?
Man, I'm just blessed. Since I came here, this TCU community has has welcomed me with open arms. As I scored my 1,000 points here, the whole arena erupted, and I felt nothing but joy. I'm beyond grateful for every person in attendance that came to this game and continues to come support our team, and I'm just beyond thankful, man.
All right, hang on to that basketball.
Thank you.
We'll see you Saturday against Houston. That's Emmanuel Miller. Finishes this one with 27 points and 9 boards here tonight to lead the way for the Horned Frogs. Wrap-up show continues here from courtside at Showmire Arena, where the Frogs win this one by a final count of 80-71. Back we come after this local time right here on the Horned Frogs Sports Network from Learfield.
At the line for one more.
They're those who see the world through a different lens, who take risks, who are willing to make a stand.